It's race week again, and we're going to look ahead to Hungary. The third round of the World Rallycross Championship is coming up this weekend. It's a lot to talk about. It's a great track. But first, I think we should touch back slightly on Kevin's viral 360. That was
People can't get enough, it seems like.
How many views does it have?
Yeah, I think only on like the official platforms, like the original post, if you say, from World Rallycross stuff. I think we're going towards 45 million now, and that's only on the OG post. That's not adding in like all the additional angles and stuff that has a few million as well. So quite good commercial value from Sweden. Not so much hardware for myself, but a lot of eyes.
Yeah,
which is
a
good.
lot of people watch it, and that's the key at the end of the day. Like, if a lot of people watch Rallycross, then we're happy. It's a lot of things happening in these races, and a lot of these little moments. Not all of them goes viral like that one, but it was
many
cool.
of them. Yeah, I mean, it's such a. We just watched, and I think when this episode is out, the vlog from Hungary will be out, and it's just like you watch it back when you go from watching the semifinal, and then it's
the
like
vlog from
30.
Höljes.
Exactly, yeah. So when you watch the semi action and then it switches to the final, it's just like unbelievable amounts of water. So yeah, it's this will go down in history as one of the craziest races, I think.
It will. I've never seen that much water in my life on a racetrack.
No,
I don't think we will see that this weekend when we come to Hungary. It looks like it could be 40 plus degrees there. I think we've gotten a bit lucky. It's sub 30 at least, so it will be just nice weather. Looks like it's going to be dry and it's going to be nice.
But it's not without it's not, that track doesn't come without drama. I mean, if you look in the history of the racing there, you had your first ever rallycross win there back in 2013. An unbelievable time. We've had very good success in Titans there as well, and then we went obviously for the first time in the World Championship last year.
Yeah, and I have a clip from last year talking about like a viral crazy high moment to maybe a low moment. Let's see if I can share my screen. I'm gonna take a look.
Unfortunately, I can't see it. I can see.
Unfortunately, you can. Okay.
I think unfortunately we have not so much unfortunately, but it's exciting at least that Kevin Hansen is on pole position.
Yeah, actually, how did you get on pole for the final here? This is round the Saturday round last year.
I think Johan had a bit of I think he had engine problems or something in the heat, or he got crashed or something like that, and then he was behind me in the intermediate. Last year was all a mess, this sporting regulation. So in the end, I won my semi after a disastrous weekend in the heat, and I just ended up on pole. And I was like, great, here we go. Now we got a great race ahead of us.
Let's see this. This was crazy.
So I thought.
3, 4, they're waiting for the green. Keep an eye on the front row of that grid. Nicholas Gromov makes a great start, as does Johan Kristoffersen, who's already into Kevin Hansen. Kevin's not backing off. Kristoffersen gets turned around, he's in the wall.
So
expensive. You see the rear wing? It was 20k, just gone.
Yeah, it's in the dust in the middle back there. Like, if we go back, like right at this moment, right at this exact moment was when you decided that F you are not going to squeeze me into turn one. Like, he's so far ahead in the launch, so then he has that power to be able to turn in and give you the squeeze.
He didn't have the right of the corner, but I know he would never stop squeezing because that's just how he races. This being Johan, for everyone listening in on Spotify. So what happened basically was that Johan had a better launch and started to squeeze me on pole, and either it was me backing down or me crashing into the wall. And I thought I had to, obviously, I don't want to just go straight and crash, and he carries on. So I backed off, and then I got disqualified. So I just decided to run him off the track, basically.
It is like clear clear penalty, like
Yeah.
way overstepped the rules.
But I would do it unfortunately again, because either he puts me in the wall or we go together. So obviously I'm not going to just crash myself and he gets nothing, because that was the way things were going last year with penalties and so on. He would got away with it. And so
I think the thing is
if he tries it again, be my guest, but he knows the outcome.
Wow. Threats.
He's fact. It's not a threat.
I think every rallycross driver knows how horrible it is to be squeezed when the guy on the outside has the better launch and then starts to turn in on you. It's just like, it's the worst feeling ever, and you get so mad. And there you just decided, like, no, you're not gonna do that. and you both end in the wall.
You have to put down your foot, and it's like Kenneth always said, you want to, put down your foot when things are enough. You cannot just let you get bullied around and back down, because then they will do it again. There is a certain driver on the grid that we know, we can't say, but we know always backs down in those situations. So that's something that you just know, because that person has done that so many times now. But I'm not going to be that person, because no way is that happening.
No, you didn't. For sure, you didn't let him bully you. That's for sure. But you took
No.
the penalty, and you moved on. Actually, just after this crash, now I've jumped 5 seconds to where we paused. I was so close to get the lead, but I ended up in like, look at this.
Timmy Hansen's also in the wall. Absolute drama. Nicholas Gronholm buries the throttle.
And Timmy Hansen's also in the wall.
Yeah,
you had the lead. Again, that Niklas didn't get a penalty from that is also unbelievable. It was like the world had decided today that the Hansens will get no luck, and you will have nothing good come out of Hungary day one. I think it was.
Yeah, day
nothing.
One. Oh, but that's how it goes sometimes. Sometimes you are lucky as well. You can argue that you were a little bit lucky when you did the 360 and didn't lose time.
It's no luck,
No.
No, for sure. Things have to align, for sure. And I was also lucky in Portugal in the first quali, where I dropped the handbrake early and almost jump started, but I got away with it. So for sure, there's going to be ups and downs during the year. And this was the second race last year in Hungary of the championship. So we had a really tough start to the season. And then we kind of turned things around, because we also ended up testing after the race there, and that's really where we started to unlock some performance in the car, understand how we need to drive it, and also then how we can set it up to unlock some more performance. So it was a compromise. So basically we on this test we had to accept that there are problems with the car we can't get around, so we have to adapt to that with the driving. But then we made changes to improve. Basically, like, we had to accept entries, and then we made improvements mid-exit, and then we unlocked so much more performance for the rest of the season. So nice to come back there. It's going to be very hot, very dry, 30 plus degrees, and also that's in the town close by. Hungary is in like this pit. It's like in a bowl, and all the heat just stays, no wind, nothing in there. So a very, very challenging, physically challenging race weekend. A lot of dust. Last year it was super, super dusty on all the tarmac as well, so it took a long time for it to clean up, and we will see how that is this year too.
Yeah, it's funny how you say that, we didn't have the pace and we struggled, but still you were on pole for the final and I was fourth. But that's rallycross. You can be a bit lucky, fight your way through qualifying, get into a good position. You could have, of course, won the final as well. But I think what we're talking about is like the pace difference that there was. Like, we didn't extract what we could, and we were great on corner entry, but we lost tons of time mid-exit. So it was only in the test after that we realized that. That's why it's going to be interesting to come back now to drive there again. Should we jump into to see what we can expect for the weekend?
Keep that in.
Okay.
Hungary race weekend coming up. What are your expectations, Timmy, from the whole event? track, fans, car, what we got?
It's like the track is one of the best, I think, of the calendar. The location maybe isn't great, but the fans are great and the track is great. So like, what more do you want to ask for? And I'm actually third in the championship. I got 2 podiums. I'm not too far off of Niklas, who's leading. Niklas, by the way, I want to mention, like, what a strong start to the season he has had.
Stable, yeah. So I mean, it could be me, so close. It also could have been you. Like, it's unbelievable how small margins it's been this year, and I think we will expect that in Hungary as well, with a lot of people both having experience from last year. The KMS team having maybe the least experience because they didn't run the electric there. So it'll be very, like you said, very interesting. It's super tight in the top, and it is a bit of a random location in the country, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's a super fast circuit with the walls so close to the line. Like you really have to risk to go fast around that track, and you got to dare to bring all that speed on the back straight downhill over that little jump into the fast left-hander.
Super sketchy.
But there is always a tenth, like to gain there. However fast you're going, you can go a little faster and gain another tenth.
Exactly.
Until it switches, and then you're in the wall for sure. Yeah, it's a big crash.
But it really is like Monaco of rallycross, because like Monaco is like in the center of a beautiful, obviously beautiful town, luxury, everything. Rallycross, raw, cool track, bumps, jumps, bit in the middle of nowhere, but amazing fans. It really is like a takeoff rallycross touch in a Monaco way, because this track is so narrow and the walls are so close. We've seen huge shunts in the past which flips after turn 3, long right-hander contact into the wall. I think it was Kerschmacher back in 2013 that's flipped. A lot of big accidents has been on this track.
It's funny you mention Monaco, because there's also an E1 race this weekend, and obviously I can't be in both places, so I had to say no to Monaco to go to Hungary.
Rallycross, like, Monaco,
the most luxurious place on earth, maybe, to Hungary is good, arguably the least luxurious. So,
yeah, for sure.
So dusty there. It's called the Red Cauldron because like the dust is all red. It's very dusty down there, and I don't know why it has that color, but it does. And you just walk out the track like covered in that dust. But we're gonna have fun.
Now when you have missed the race, we have to make sure it was worth missing the E1 race and really get a great result. I think for both of us, a really good team one. I mean, it's been difficult the last 2 weeks, but anyway, coming back to the race weekend, this track normally has a lot of cleaning. You see, and the gravel starts off being gravel, but then it's so much cleaning, so you get a really grippy, like almost concrete line on the gravel section, especially that first gravel double left-hander. When you start going down the hill again, cleans a lot there. And then also when you have come down the hill, going into the bottom of the track, both Joker and normal. The normal cleans up a lot, obviously, because you run 75% of all the laps in the normal lap. So that cleans up, gets very grippy. But then the Joker lap remains that slippery gravel style driving, and is even more narrow entry coming in there in like 160, 170 kilometers an hour.
Yeah. I mean, and the Joker lap is so narrow, coming out fully sideways. It's like your car fills up the whole track. It's very easy to get caught out by hitting the rear on the outside there. But if you're watching the race, like keep an eye out for when the driving style switches, especially in that bottom hairpin, where, as you say, when the gravel cleans away and we get the tarmac, these Hoosier tires like to be, within the limit and not too big slide. So then there is a switch as the track goes faster when we gotta stop sliding so much. So you gotta transition from it being a gravel corner to a tarmac corner, and it's hard to predict when that is. And you have to set up the slide, of course, way in the entry, with like super far before, and then you will discover it coming in that like, this is the moment when I should have switched to the tarmac style, and then you can do it for the next lap. But it's really like challenging in a driving style way, and also the cleaning just makes it feel from a driver's point of view that you're like in hero every time you go out on track. Like I can carry so much speed now. Well, of course everyone is, but it just feels so much quicker. And then the next hit so much quicker, and you just keep pushing that limit. And the walls are super close, and it feels a bit risky to brake so late suddenly when the track's clean. But it's just like an epic challenge and flat out aggressive, risky driving.
Yeah. I think also we will see that second heat maybe being a little bit more powerful just because of that reason. Having the cleaning of the track constantly, just improving step by step, a little bit cleaner, maybe a tenth, during the races, quicker per lap, and then it adds up to half a second almost. So I think we were seeing a lot of strength from that second heat. I guess maybe early on in the weekend when it's the most cleaning, but also in the last section after the merge, it gets really, really rutted in that last uphill right-hander, which you can see a lot of punctures actually. And you want to be really close to the wall, but also you don't want to touch it because then you squeeze the tire and poof, puncture. So really, really sensitive last section, almost like you're threading the needle between massive holes and a wall you need to be super close to. And then really, really slow last corner onto the straight line again. So
catch the grip on that exit. Yeah. I have a good story from that last corner, where it was before I drove there the first time. It was in 2013, and I was walking the track. Back then, I was always walking like 100 laps the track.
Always, yeah.
But once Mom followed me around, and when we got to that last corner in the uphill section, there was already a big bump there and a rock on the inside, like right on the ideal line. And I was like telling her, like, I don't know what to do with this because, and obviously it's the fastest way, but it's risky. So you'll puncture maybe if you go there. Like, but is it worth going around and losing the time? And she asked me, like, oh, what do you think Sebastian Loeb would have done? Of course, he was my big hero and like still driving the World Rally Championship at the time. I was like, of course, he's so good and he's so experienced. Yeah, he will go around. He will be quick enough anyway, right? And then getting to know him a couple of years later and being his teammate, he for sure would have cut that rock.
Yeah, worth the risk.
Yeah,
don't care.
Worth it.
Straight
you
over.
You can't go the slow line. No,
or it would be like Seb would be like, oh, was there a rock there? Didn't even see it.
No, he didn't even walk the track, so he never saw the rock, and he just drove. So yeah, it's funny how you think that like your heroes are like gods and invincible, like always makes the right choices, and then like a couple of years later, we're lucky enough to be his teammates and like getting to know him personally, and then he's just a regular guy. But in 2013, I thought he was the rally driving god, like, and he was, well, wasn't he?
He was and is, like, he is still unbelievable, but it's nothing unhuman. It's just experience, his take on things, his driving style, adding together creates an unbelievable race driver. But when you're new to a sport like you were there, and I guess you have experienced also in E1 a few times, you don't really know what to do in all the situations, and you don't have that experience. So it's normal to, obviously, the goats of any sport, they're all super experienced because they've been there a long time. First of all, because they're good and talented, but then also because they've kept building that experience, adding in more and more knowledge. And I mean, like you said, we were super lucky to be his teammate and now be able to call him friend.
We had dinner one night after a test or something before flying back home. It was just me and him, and I asked him, like, why, that question that what everyone's wondering, why were you so much better than everyone else? And of course, he's been asked that 100 times, but this is like a one-on-one dinner, like,
Personal.
So yeah, it's like personal. So I was like, oh wow, maybe I'll find out the secret now. But he was like, I don't know, the others were slower.
Simple.
It's like, because you find yourself with so and so much talent, and you drive the car as fast as you can at this moment, and that's what he did. And the others came across the line with the slower time. He just drove his fastest, and that was better than the others. I don't think he had a big secret or anything.
No,
but it was
it's
exciting.
a package.
Yeah.
It is a package of car and driver and confidence, and I think we have seen, I think a package like that with Johan, you can't take away his 7, 8 world championship. I don't know if you know how many he has anymore. It's just had a good package, and then it creates a lot of good momentum. So can't wait to stop that trend.
No, but it's hard. Like, of course, he's driving so good, and like looking at Höljes, even in the first lap before the jump, there he didn't go off the track, even in the aquaplaning. Like, very good judgment. But he also has a car that fits him perfectly, and arguably is also the best car. So that's the story in motorsport. Like, would Michael Schumacher would he have won all those titles without being in the Ferrari? Like, probably not. But would the Ferrari have been that good without Michael Schumacher? Probably not. So, you know, it's they have created that, Johan and KMS, a very dominant position, and we haven't really had the funding or you know, the budget or the time to catch up, to test enough. But it's rallycross, and we never give up. We are stupidly positive and always hope that this is the time. So maybe this weekend is the time that we beat him.
Yeah, well, maybe, and I mean, we have every opportunity to do so. It's rallycross, like you say. So we just gotta get there, really be prepared well, do our best. I mean, it's gonna be dry. Thank God, we are so much better in the dry. We enjoy driving this car a lot more in the dry. It's built for the dry. Like, it's not built for the wet. It was built in France and tracks like Loyac, Châteauroux, let's say, like all are just high grip tracks. And we just, like, it was a fault we did 7 years ago. We shouldn't have tested so much on those tracks. We did, and here we are. So that's what we have brought with us in the spirit of this car. So now we're coming to a track where we should be better. So now we really need to make sure we're on it, getting our setups right, maximizing the performance that we have in our car, because it's better suited for it, and hopefully we can be more on pace challenging. There's another episode here now when we're not speaking about any more EOT, because we're not too worried about it anymore, because we're more and more cars. I mean, 6 cars with electric, 2 with petrol coming into the weekend. But still, the petrol cars, you know, I mean, it would be interesting to see Patrick and Joha on this race, and see what they can pull out of the bag. Because, I mean, it is a lot of corners. We remember from last year, with all the weight that we had, we could never really use the power that was, because it's also very short straights everywhere. Even if you get high speed, it's all cornering speeds that you build up in high speed. So you could see a really strong again petrol weekend.
You don't need that. You don't need that really high power in Hungary, and like, you more benefit from a low weight. And looking at the fuel that they had last year, and then the weight that they got for that, you know, it was a worse fuel that gave them less power, but then they were also 80 kilos lighter, the combustion cars. So I think that's kind of ideal for Hungary, to be lighter with less power. Now the power is more even and the weight is more even. You know, they are still lighter than us and less power than us in the electrics. But yeah, I mean, it was a big topic when it was KMS, and they always have such a strong car. Now they beat us by far, even in the electric in Höljes. But I think, you know, being stupidly positive again, I think that it's going to be much closer now. And don't forget that it's actually Niklas who leads the world championship. It's not Johan. Of course, Johan is always super fast, but Niklas is leading, and he's done a great job. And, you know, if we lock in, we get the starts right, and we drive well, we get the setup on point from the beginning, you know, we can do this.
For sure. I mean, I would love to have had Rich on now to say, when was Johan last not in the World Championship lead for 2 races? I mean, must be 2016 or something like that. So I would have loved to have that stat right now, but probably maybe 9 years ago. So it's a new position for everyone, and Niklas has never led the World Championship, and he's now leading 2 races in a row. He won here last year. Pressure keeps building. Also, he's Finnish. I don't think he cares too much.
As I said before, like he's performing at the very top of his game. Like I've never seen him being this consistent, this strong. He hasn't made a mistake all season. In Portugal, he just won all the qualifying semi and final. Maybe not Q1. No, I won Q1.
No.
But basically, he just dominated the weekend from pole, never let it go. And then we come to Sweden. If we look at Niklas, Johan was so far ahead. He drove away from everyone. But then Niklas was in that second spot and never gave up that spot. He didn't let anyone else pass. He drove really well. He made a gap to us when I was following him. Sometimes I could, sometimes I couldn't follow him. So like he was, again, super strong, super consistent. He's performing very well and one to look out for sure.
Yeah, it just shows that the CED team have done their homework over the winter. They've been testing a lot. Like we said, pre-Portugal, the rumors were that they had tested a lot. And you can see they seem like they've unlocked a little bit more of that consistency. Clara really struggled in Sweden, but Niklas was on it. So I guess he found the way to get the performance out. So again, very interesting to see how he gets on this weekend. As always, you can always catch everything live and free on YouTube, or there's also national broadcasters and stuff like that. So just keep an eye. It's globally free to air on YouTube for sure. What are you going to do about E1? Are you going to watch it? Are you not going to watch it? Because obviously you wanted to do well, but not too well.
No, I'm going to watch for sure. We got a new boat in E1. Team Brazil now has, because our other boat, because I crashed it, had a massive crack in it and a hole. So
you're not good to have a hole in the boat?
No, it's not good. So we got a new boat, and that's going to be quite exciting because one of the big questions within the paddock in E1 has always been, are all the boats equal? And for example, Danny Klaus, who is like dominating in E1 this year, he was nowhere last year. He with the boat or his team or whatever, he switched teams, and now he's absolutely fantastic. Maybe they found something in driving style or setup, or maybe the boat is faster. Like nobody really knows, but now within our team, we get the chance to get a new boat, and at least we can compare if they're equal or not. So it's only going to be Marit though, because taking my place will be Josef Al-Abdul Razak. He used to drive for Drogba last year. He has some very good results. He's a strong, fast driver. So I'm happy, that he's taking my place, and we need some points for the championship in E1. We are in last place. It's been a disaster season. Even though we've had good pace, we haven't turned it into good results. So we need a podium at least. It's about time. And maybe with this new boat, the team can do it. And being in Monaco, just outside of the harbor there, it's like outside of the tunnel in Formula One terms. Cool. That's where the track is. It's quite wavy because there's a lot of boat and open ocean. So it's like a wavy track, quite straight. It's got a hairpin, the long straight both sides.
I like how you're not
corner.
Racing, but you know everything about the race.
Yeah, but I'm excited for it. It really sucks to have to miss something because I'm like fully involved there, fully involved here, and suddenly the two happens at the same time, and I have to miss one.
We're getting your engineer from previously, who's also been part of designing the car. So we're having another engineer than we normally have had this season. So we'll see if he has a few aces up his sleeve. Aces? Yeah, aces.
Yeah,
aces.
A few A's.
Few A's. I don't know. Everyone knows what I mean.
He has some
the
tricks.
card with an A. That.
Yeah, if he has some tricks.
See if he have any tricks up his sleeve. And it's going to be a weekend full of good action.
Full of racing. Remember to watch everything live and free on YouTube. Is it on Facebook also?
I don't think so.
Comment below if it's on Facebook.
Yeah, and don't forget to like, subscribe. We're, like Backroad said, we need all of your guys' support. Maybe we should have said at the beginning of the episode, maybe not as many listening now, but for you guys listening, you show the true spirit of Rallycross. Like, subscribe, share this on your stories when we post it on Instagrams and stuff like that. Just get it out there. The more people consume Rallycross, the more action you can have and the more sport of Rallycross you can consume. So please help us out. help the sport out. We're gonna get back on that top in the motorsport world again.
We catch you again on Tuesday next week for the post race.
Thursday next week.
Thursday next week. Yeah, we record Tuesdays.
Yeah.
Thursday next week. To give you all the details of what actually happened in Hungary. Until then, enjoy your weekend. Watch some racing. See you soon.